Okay, hello folks, my name is Simon Harrison and there's Mr. Darren Murphy over there, PhD student.
Hello.
And we're just going to go through a little bit about our natural water retention measure scheme at Leeds House in Rushen, County Cork. So Dara, what are we doing here today? What's all this structure about then?
Okay, well this is part of the Slow Waters project. I'm one of two PhD students looking at natural water retention measures in the Slow Waters project, which means reintroducing kind of natural flood retention mechanisms into the landscape, as well as introducing natural water quality improvement mechanisms.
Okay.
So we can go into that later. But this one here is about the flooding. So down at the bottom of the field, beyond our stream, there's a piece of raised ground which is our Bund.
Oh yeah, I can see down the bottom there's a raised ridge blocking the
raised
field.
ridge.
Yeah.
Looks a bit messy at the moment, it's nearly finished. So that's going to cause water to pond within the field when we release it through this sluice.
Ah, so that's what this is for, this sluice, yeah.
So this is the sluice. So we built this so that we can allow water to come from the stream in a very even way, and then we can measure exactly how much water is
Dara's going to demonstrate now how the sluice works when you take the wood out. So here you can see it with the wood down, and there's a little trickle coming out from the stream, but it's pretty minor.
We know that this is 40 centimeters wide. The water that's coming out, it's about 7 centimeters high. We'll have a water level recorder in here that will be constantly measuring the height of the water that comes out. It's coming out within a regular surface area, so we can quantify very easily exactly how much water is getting into the field over how much time, and therefore how much water is being stored.
So tell me, would this annoy the farmer? I mean, he's getting a wet field, isn't he?
A temporarily wet field.
Okay.
It's going to be wet for only the duration of a storm, not even the full duration of a storm. The idea is that if you can get water to pond within the landscape only for 6-10 hours, and it ponds bit by bit all over the landscape, you're reducing the big flux of water that's going down the valley. As it stands now, with all of the agricultural drainage, with walls and cities and that kind of thing, water that falls from the sky gets straight down the valley very, very quickly. But a better way of retaining the flood, reducing those really big flood peaks in problem areas like in towns, would be to sequester pockets of the water all over the landscape, and then the water will drain out of those little pockets through pipes, through any take-off points that we have.
Right,
so that the water is only going to be in the field for 6 hours, and then the water's going to be gone. We can close up our sluice again, and the farmer can continue to use the field as he was before. Block it up again?
Yeah, okay. This is what happens when you block it up, Dara. What should happen then is the flow should more or less stop, should it?
Stop, yeah.
Perhaps help it with a few sandbags. Oh yeah, it's already a lot less. Okay. Okay, so
now the trickle should stop within a couple of minutes.
And presumably the boards, the flow will also be sealed because of a bit of fine sediment behind the boards as well. Oh
so
yeah.
So the nice thing about making this sluice a little bit offline from the channel is that we can cause slow water and silt to gather there just at the mouth of the sluice, and then during normal times that silt can fill in little holes that we have in our sluice gate, so that there'll be no trickle whatsoever.
A lot of it of course will soak into the ground, but within an hour or two that'll be down by the Bund, and we're taking off quite a lot of the floodwaters away from the stream and storing it in this field for a day, 2-3 days, and when the flood has gone, when the flows go down, the levels go down, we can release that water back into the channel, so avoiding the big flood peak at the time. Is that right?
Yeah, that's the way, yeah.
Okay, good. All right, we'll show you some more of this soon. Thanks, Dara.
Thanks, Simon.